Blackie, one round with me. I challenge you.
Brandon Turner continued punching the punching bag. This 42-year-old black man had been a paying member for 3 years. No one had ever asked his name.
Hey, did a cat bite your tongue, or can't you understand human language?
Brandon grabbed the punching bag. He looked up.
I didn't come here to fight.
Cole laughed.
He can talk. You don't dare fight me. A champion with that rubbish you learned in some slum.
Brandon turned back to the punching bag. Cole stepped across the mat. He shoved him hard in the shoulder, very hard.
Are you deaf, wimp?
I don't want.
Cole spat near his shoe.
Then put on that dress, Blackie.
Brandon opened his hand. Close it. In 8 seconds, that champion will know exactly who he challenged. Before we get to those 8 seconds, you need to know who Brandon Turner actually was. Because the room that laughed at him that Saturday night had been laughing for 3 years. Quietly, politely, the worst kind. Iron Crown Muay Thai sat at the dead end of a Phoenix strip mall between a vape shop and a closed-down nail salon. The neon sign was half burnt. The windows were taped. The membership was 60 people, mostly white, mostly men, mostly under 35. Brandon was one of 3 black members. The other 2 had quit within a year. He stayed. He paid his dues on the 1st of every month, in cash, in a white envelope sealed with tape. Coach Dale Anderson took the envelope, nodded, never opened it in front of him. 3 years. Brandon's last name was on the membership card. Nobody ever read it. By day, he worked as a logistics dispatcher at a freight company on the south side. Middle-class income, 2 button-down shirts in rotation, a used sedan he kept clean. He was nobody's idea of a fighter. That was the point. His wife, Renee, had died 2 years ago. Pancreatic cancer. 11 months from diagnosis to funeral. After she was gone, the silence in their apartment at 7 o'clock at night became something he could not sit inside. So at 7 o'clock, every weeknight, he went to Iron Crown. He trained alone in the back corner. Heavy bag, shadow work, conditioning on the rope. He never asked for a partner. Nobody offered one. Coach Dale told the regulars, Brandon likes his space. Brandon had never been asked what Brandon liked. The group chat had 60 members. Brandon had been added once by accident in 2023. He was removed the next day. No one explained. He never asked. After class on Fridays, half the gym went for beers at a bar 2 blocks down. The invitation had never reached Brandon. Not once in 3 years. He stopped looking at the parking lot when he left. There were small things, too. The way regulars walked around him at the water fountain instead of waiting their turn. The way new members would shake every other hand on the floor and skip his. The way Coach Dale's eyes slid past him when he was assigning sparring rotations. Brandon counted them, the small things, the way a man counts rain. But he kept showing up because of his daughter. Maya Turner was 18, a freshman at Arizona State, criminal justice major, Dean's List her first semester. She had been training with her father at Iron Crown since she was 12, the year her mother got sick. Brandon paid for a separate guest pass for her, in a separate envelope every month. 5 nights a week, Maya stood beside him in the back corner. He held pads. She drilled. He corrected her stance with 2 fingers on her shoulder. He never raised his voice with her, not once. By 18, she was already faster than half the men in the gym, cleaner footwork than most, a natural teep. She didn't know it yet, but Coach Dale did. Coach Dale never said. She knew her father had been a Marine. He had a tattoo on his ribcage she'd seen once when he was changing in the locker room. She knew he had served. She knew he didn't talk about it. She did not know, could not have guessed, what else he had been. 6 times, she had asked. 6 times he had answered the same way. When you're ready, kiddo. Not before. The night before the challenge, Cole Bradford was sitting in his truck in the Iron Crown parking lot, scrolling through Brandon's locker room footage Tyler had filmed in secret. He paused on a single frame. Brandon, sleeve up, water bottle in hand, the edge of the tattoo just visible. Cole zoomed in, frowned, took a screenshot, sent it to Tyler with 3 words. Find this symbol. The next evening, Tuesday, Cole walked into Iron Crown with a new plan. Tyler had not found the tattoo yet, but Cole did not need to know what it meant. He just needed Brandon to react. Brandon was at the water cooler filling his bottle. Maya was on the mat behind him, wrapping her wrists for their 7 o'clock session. Cole walked up, casual, loud enough for the cameras Tyler had already turned on. "Hey, big guy, question for you." Brandon kept filling the bottle. "That girl over there, the one with the wraps, that your daughter?" Brandon's hand paused on the spigot. He looked up. 1 word. "Yes." "She's pretty grown. She train here?" "She trains with me." Cole grinned at the lens. "Bro, she's 18, right? That's almost legal. You let her wrap up around guys like me without supervision?" Brandon set the bottle down on the counter, slowly. He turned his whole body to face Cole. Did not raise his voice. "Walk away from this conversation." "Or what?" "Or you'll wish you had." Cole laughed. He held up both hands like he was joking. He was not joking. He turned toward Maya, walked 5 steps, stopped at the edge of her mat. "Hey, sweetheart, your dad's a little tense tonight. You should tell him to relax. The grown-ups are talking." Maya did not look up from her wraps, did not pause. "My father is the only grown-up in this gym, sir. You're a child with a camera." Behind her, Tyler stifled a laugh. Cole's neck went red. The lens caught it. Brandon was already crossing the floor. He stopped 6 feet from Cole. His voice was lower now, calmer, which was worse. "You don't speak to my daughter. You don't film my daughter. You don't say my daughter's name. Are we clear?" Cole stared at him for a long second. Then he smiled. Slow. "We're clear, big guy. Crystal clear." He walked off the floor. Tyler followed. In the parking lot, sitting in the truck, Cole opened his phone, pulled up the storyboard for his next video, typed a new title at the top. "The Daughter Angle, Phase 1. Tyler read it, looked over. "Bro, you sure?" Cole did not answer. He just hit save. By Wednesday morning, The Daughter Angle, Phase 1, had a script. Tyler had storyboarded it on a napkin at IHOP. Cole had approved it over scrambled eggs and 3 cups of black coffee. The plan was simple. Hit Brandon where he could not afford to be hit. Force a reaction on camera. Sell the reaction as the assault. Build the audience for the main event Saturday night. By noon Wednesday, Cole had posted a teaser on his channel. 11 seconds. A slow zoom on a still photo of Brandon at the water cooler from Tuesday night. The caption underneath read, 3 years. Nobody knows his name. Saturday, I find out who he really is. Hashtag, give the ghost a shot. 600,000 subscribers shared it before lunch. The hashtag picked up by dinner. By midnight, it was trending across Arizona. Wednesday evening at Iron Crown, Cole did not approach Brandon directly. He worked the room instead. 2 new members had joined that week. Cole introduced himself to both, made a point of skipping Brandon when he walked past. Loud handshakes, big laughs, the kind of theater designed for a man in the corner to feel. Brandon held pads for Maya, did not look up. Maya saw everything. Then Cole turned to Coach Dale, voice carrying across the gym. "Coach, real talk. The gym's growing, but we've got a guy in the back nobody's vouched for in 3 years. That's a liability. You ever run a background check on him?" Coach Dale's face went tight. He glanced at Brandon, looked away, said nothing. That was the moment Brandon felt the third year of silence become the fourth. Thursday was worse. A poll appeared on Cole's Instagram story at 6 in the morning. Should Iron Crown require background checks on long-term members who refuse to spar? Yes/no. By breakfast, it had 30,000 votes. By dinner, it had 64,000. 71% voted yes. The comments named Brandon by name with his locker photo. Tyler had leaked it from his phone. Brandon's freight company logo was visible on his polo shirt. Within 2 hours, someone had posted the dispatch line at his job. People started calling, pretending to need quotes, asking if the black guy from the viral channel still worked there. Brandon found out from Maya. She showed him the screen at the kitchen table. He looked at the picture for a long time, set the phone down. How long has this been up? 6 hours, Dad. Have you read the comments? Maya nodded, her jaw set the way his did. Some of them used a word. He did not need to ask which word. He stood up, walked to the sink, ran the water, let it run. Came back, sat down, picked up his fork, set it down again, picked it up, set it down again. I want you to stop reading them. Dad, I want you to stop reading them, Maya. That's not an ask. She nodded. She kept reading them anyway. He knew she would. He had raised her. Friday morning, Brandon's supervisor called him in. The conversation lasted 4 minutes. He was being put on unpaid administrative leave, pending resolution of the public matter. They shook hands. The supervisor would not meet his eyes. He drove to Iron Crown at noon for the pad session he had booked weeks ago. Coach Dale was waiting at the front desk, called him into the office. He had not called Brandon into the office in 3 years. Brandon, look, the pressure's getting real. Sponsors are calling. The press is calling. Cole's offering $5,000 to a youth charity of your choice if you give him 1 round. 1. Then it's done. Then everybody moves on, including the press, including the people calling your job. Brandon looked at him, did not blink. Coach, 3 years I've trained in this gym. You've never asked me my last name, not once. Now you're asking me to bleed for the gym? Coach Dale opened his mouth, closed it, looked at his desk. It's Turner, Coach. Brandon Turner. Write it down. He walked out. In the parking lot, Cole was waiting, leaning on the hood of Brandon's sedan. Tyler was filming from 20 feet away with a long lens. Heard you and Coach had a chat. Move. Bro, I'm just here to talk about your kid. Maya, right? She seems like a smart girl. ASU, criminal justice, dean's list. I did my homework. Brandon stopped walking. Cole kept going. He had rehearsed this part. Funny thing about dean's list, you lose it real fast when your father becomes a viral problem. Law schools, Google. Future employers, Google. People talk. I'm just saying. Saturday night, 1 round. The heat dies. You don't fight. The heat finds her. That she's got internship applications out already. That none of those firms want a name attached to a federal case. Brandon set his keys down on the hood of his car, very deliberately. He took 1 step toward Cole. Then he stopped, closed his eyes, took a breath. The 4 count Ajarn had taught him 15 years ago in a courtyard in Chiang Mai. In through the nose, hold. Out through the mouth, hold. He opened his eyes, picked up his keys, got in the car, drove home without a word. That night, Brandon sat at the kitchen table across from his daughter. He placed a folded pair of red shorts between them, hand-stitched. The fabric was old, the color faded to the shade of dried roses. The gym name printed on the hip was in Thai script, almost gone. Maya stared at the shorts, then at him. Dad, what is this? This is who I used to be. Were you a fighter? I was, and I made a promise a long time ago to stop fighting in anger. Saturday, I'm going to have to keep that promise in a different way. I need you to understand the difference before you watch. Teach me. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., empty gym, just you and me. I'll teach you what restraint looks like when it counts. She nodded slowly. He held her eyes across the table. And Maya, whatever happens Saturday night, you stay in the office with Coach Dale. You do not step on that floor. Promise me. I promise. He folded the red shorts, put them back in the duffel, zipped it shut. His phone buzzed on the table. He looked. Cole had just posted a countdown video. Saturday, 6 p.m., Iron Crown. He brings his daughter, or he doesn't show. Either way, it's content. 46,000 views in 2 hours. The comments were already on fire. 5 a.m. Saturday. The gym was empty. Brandon unlocked the front door with his member key. Maya followed him in, already in wraps. He flipped on one row of lights, just the back corner. Their corner. 3 drills, he said. That's it. Then we go home. Why only 3? Because Saturday night is not about hitting him. It's about not hitting him. The room won't understand. I need you to. He showed her the first drill. Catch a head kick on the rising forearm. Return nothing, just absorb. Walk away. The second drill. Parry an elbow with 2 inches of motion. No counter. Walk away. The third drill. Sweep the leg. Extend a hand. If the hand is refused, turn your back. Walk away. Maya drilled each one 10 times. She did not ask why. She watched his eyes. After the last repetition, she set her hands on her hips. Dad, you could end him. That's why I won't. The lesson isn't whether I can. The lesson is whether I choose not to in front of you. He locked the gym at 6:15, drove her home, made breakfast, said almost nothing. At 10 a.m., his phone buzzed, an email from a stranger. Mr. Turner, my name is Olivia Wells. If anything happens tonight, save this number. Pro bono. Brandon stared at it. He did not show Maya. 6 p.m. Saturday. Iron Crown was packed past fire code, 42 phones recording. Tyler had a gimbal, a tripod, and a backup camera in the ceiling corner. Cole had sponsor patches on every inch of his shorts. 3 energy drink brands, 2 supplements, 1 crypto exchange. He was already counting the bonus. Brandon walked in alone through the side door. He carried a small black duffel. Inside were the red shorts from Bangkok. He did not put them on. He wore plain black trunks instead. The red ones stayed folded at the bottom of the bag. A private thing. A promise to the man he used to be. He set his glasses on the bench, wrapped his hands the old way, fold over fold, the way Ajarn had taught him in a courtyard in Chiang Mai. Bare wraps, no gloves. Tradition. Cole's corner stared at him like he had forgotten to dress. Maya was in the office with Coach Dale. The door was cracked exactly 4 inches. She had promised. She would keep the promise. She would also not blink. Garrett Hayes stood by the front door. 64, retired trucker, Vietnam veteran. The only member who had ever nodded at Brandon on the way in. He held his phone up at chest height, wide angle, the whole gym in frame. He pressed record. He did not move. The bell rang. Watch what happens next very carefully. This is the moment that broke the internet. Beat 1, 0 to 1.5 seconds. Cole opened with his signature switch kick, head high, full power. The kick that had finished his last 7 opponents and was already cued in his thumbnail draft. Brandon's left forearm came up, just up, no reach, no counter. The shin caught the rising bone. Cole's plant foot lifted off the mat. His own momentum carried him through the rotation. He landed flat on his back. The mat thumped like a dropped textbook. The room's laugh died mid-breath. Tyler's gimbal jerked sideways. Beat 2, 1.5 to 3 seconds. Cole bounced up, embarrassed, eyes wild. He fired the combination he had drilled 10,000 times. Jab, cross, lead elbow. The combination that built his channel. Brandon parried each strike with the smallest motion the gym had ever seen. Inches, not feet. Slip, slip. Sock Tad, the Thai elbow redirect, and Cole's own elbow whiffed past his ear with a sound like cloth tearing. In the third row, a man whispered into his phone. Lumpini. Maya's mouth opened. Coach Dale heard the word. His face went the color of old paper. Beat 3, 3 to 5 seconds. Cole loaded a power hook, everything he had, the hook that had concussed a sparring partner 3 weeks earlier. Brandon side-teeped the solar plexus before the hook arrived, measured, not a kill shot, just enough to fold a man without breaking him. Cole folded to one knee, wheezing. The air came out of him like a tire dying. Tyler's gimbal shook so badly his footage would be unusable. Garrett's wide angle was rock steady. Beat 4, 5 to 7 seconds. Cole, on instinct, lunged with a flying knee, the desperate weapon of a man whose options have run out. Brandon caught the leg at the thigh, hooked the standing ankle with the inside of his foot, lowered Cole to the mat, did not drop him, lowered him, like a man setting down a child who has finally stopped fighting sleep. Untouched on the face, untouched on the way down. Every drill Brandon had taught his daughter at 5 a.m. performed in public, in sequence, with no anger anywhere in his body. Beat 8, the 8th second. Brandon extended his hand, his voice quiet enough that the cameras barely caught it. That's enough. Cole slapped the hand away, scrambled to get up. Brandon did not flinch, turned his back, walked to the ropes, ducked out, picked up his water bottle, walked across the empty floor toward the office. He stopped at the door, looked at his daughter through the 4-inch crack. Single nod. Did you see it? She nodded back, slow. Sure, I saw it. Total silence. The kind a room makes when it has just remembered it has a conscience and is afraid of what the conscience will say. Coach Dale stepped through the office door, his voice cracked on the first word. Brandon? Son? Who are you? Brandon did not turn around. He answered as he walked. I'm the man you never asked, Coach. Then he kept walking, out the front door, past Garrett. Garrett did not say a word. He just kept filming until the door closed. The clip hit Instagram in 90 minutes. Garrett's wide angle, uncut, no commentary, no music. Just 8 seconds of 42 grown men learning they had been wrong for 3 years. By midnight, it was on every fight page in the country. By 2 a.m., it was on the front page of 3 combat sports subreddits. By 4 a.m., #WhoIsBrandonTurner was trending nationally. A former UFC commentator posted a 16-minute breakdown titled simply, "The Forearm Shield doesn't exist outside Thailand. So who is this man?" A second clip surfaced from a member's phone, a different angle. Just Maya in the office doorway. The single nod from her father. The single nod back. Caption: Bro, this is a whole movie scene. 500,000 views by sunrise. 2 million by Sunday noon. Cole, in the locker room, alone, ice pack on his ribs, scrolled through his own channel comments. The top 3 he saw before he closed the app. Bro got humbled by the guy y'all ignored for 3 years. 8 seconds and he didn't even touch the face. That's the disrespect. Y'all, this dude is Lumpini. Look him up right now. Cole closed the app. He opened his agent's contact, then his lawyer's. Then he typed Tyler, 1 sentence. Cut the footage. Tonight. Start at the teep. Remove everything before it. Tyler typed back one word. Done. At 11:52 p.m., Brandon was on his couch with Maya, eating cereal, when the knock came. 2 Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies. One held up a folded paper. The other put a hand on his belt. "Sir, you've been named in a criminal complaint. Felony assault. We need you to come with us." Maya was already on her feet. Brandon set the cereal bowl on the coffee table without spilling a drop, looked at her, spoke 6 words. "Call the number from this morning." She picked up his phone, found the email. Olivia Wells. She tapped the number. The door closed behind her father. The cruiser lights spun blue across the apartment ceiling. Maya pressed the phone to her ear. It rang twice. A woman's voice answered on the 3rd ring. Calm, awake, as if she had been waiting by the phone since sunset. "Maya Turner?" "Yes." "I've been expecting your call. Don't say another word to anyone until I get there." Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Cole's PR team dropped the edited clip, 12 seconds, started exactly at Brandon's body teep, removed the head kick, removed the elbow that whiffed past Cole's own ear, removed the slap away of the offered hand, added slow motion, added sad piano underneath. Caption: Unprovoked attack on champion by gym member. By 10 a.m., it had 1 million views. By noon, a local affiliate ran the edit on the news. The chyron read, "Gym member snaps at star athlete in front of daughter." By 1 p.m. Sunday, Brandon was being arrested at his apartment building. In broad daylight, in front of the neighbors. The deputies asked him to walk out in handcuffs. He did. Maya watched from the lobby window. She did not move. She did not cry. She had been told not to. The clip of Brandon in handcuffs ran on the same news channel by 2 p.m. Same chyron, same edit underneath, same piano. Cole's team filed the civil suit Monday morning, $2.4 million. Battery, emotional distress, loss of future earnings. They filed it on the courthouse steps, with Cole standing behind his attorney in a navy suit and a neck brace he did not need. The Maricopa County DA announced they were reviewing felony assault charges by Monday afternoon. Bail was $25,000. Coach Dale put up 10. Garrett Hayes put up his pickup truck. Maya tried to empty her college savings. Brandon stopped her at the bank. "Put it back. Today, you're not paying for this." "Dad." "Put it back, Maya. That's not an ask." She put it back. She also did not stop reading the comments. Monday evening, Cole appeared on a national fight podcast, voice trembling on cue, eyes wet on cue. Coached for 45 minutes that morning by a media consultant. "I extended a brother a hand. He blindsided me in front of his own kid. I'm shaken." A rehearsed pause. "I don't want to make this about race. But you tell me why a man reacts like that to a friendly invitation." The 2 sponsors who paused after Saturday unpaused by Tuesday. Cole's channel added 80,000 subscribers in 48 hours. Tyler got a bonus check. By Wednesday, Brandon's freight company terminated him. Not suspended, terminated. Resolution of public matter unfavorable to brand alignment. HR handed him a manila envelope with 2 weeks of severance. He thanked them, drove home. Did not tell Maya for 6 hours. Maya's professor pulled her aside Wednesday morning. Evidence law. Innocence Project Board, a decade. "Miss Turner, the news story, is that my father?" "Yes." "And the story?" "Is wrong, ma'am. I'll bring you the unedited footage Friday." The professor looked at her for a long second. "Bring it Wednesday." Wednesday afternoon, a knock came on Brandon's apartment door. He opened it. A woman stood on the mat, mid-30s, black, a leather portfolio under her arm. She did not smile.
"Mr. Turner, Olivia Wells, we spoke Saturday."
"Come in, counselor." Olivia sat at the kitchen table. Maya sat in. Olivia opened the portfolio, slid a yellow legal pad across. Mr. Turner, I have watched every clip on Cole Bradford's channel for 8 months. Every single one. I have been waiting for one of his targets to push back. Will you let me represent you? Pro bono, criminal defense, and civil countersuit. Brandon looked at her, then at Maya. Why us, Ms. Wells? Because I watched what you did on Saturday 3 different times before I emailed you. What you did was not assault, Mr. Turner. What you did was restraint. And I have spent my career proving the difference. Brandon nodded once. Olivia opened her laptop. First, I need every camera angle inside Iron Crown on the night of the fight. Master, CCTV, ceiling unit, hallway camera, all of it. Brandon called Coach Dale that evening. 90 seconds. The master codes were held by Cole's manager. Cole's manager owned 12% of Iron Crown. The footage was locked. Olivia did not blink. We'll subpoena it. The subpoena was filed Thursday morning, returned Thursday afternoon with a motion to quash. The motion claimed the footage had been corrupted in a routine system update on Sunday. Maya read the filing over Olivia's shoulder, said one word. Convenient. Olivia smiled for the first time since they had met her. Yes. Friday morning, Garrett Hayes pulled into the parking lot. He had been quiet for 2 days. He climbed the stairs holding a small black flash drive. He sat at the kitchen table, placed the drive between them. 3 angles, synced, time-coded, uncut. I've been backing up the gym overhead cameras to my personal cloud since 2019. Old habit from my trucking insurance days. Never know when a member's gonna slip on a wet mat and sue. Olivia stared at the drive, then at Garrett. Mr. Hayes, you may have just won this case. Garrett shrugged. I just record. The man on the mat did the winning. Olivia plugged in the drive. The 3 angles loaded. She watched the synchronized footage in silence for 8 seconds. Then again. Then a 3rd time. She looked up. Her eyes were wet for the first time. Mr. Turner. He kicked at your head. You did not kick at his. You stopped yourself 3 separate times in 8 seconds. This is not a defense brief. This is a countersuit. That afternoon, Brandon drove them to a community center on the west side of Phoenix, a martial arts facility for at-risk teens. He needed to ask an old friend about character witnesses. Olivia walked the lobby while Brandon talked at the back desk. Then she stopped. Halfway down the wall, a framed poster. Top row of regional champions, 2013 featherweight division. Brandon Turner, 25 years old, gloved fist raised, Bangkok in the background. Olivia took out her phone, took a photograph, then another, then a 3rd. Maya walked up behind her, saw the photo on the wall. Her hand went to her mouth. You knew, didn't you, Ms. Wells? I suspected, he confirmed. Maya's eyes did not leave the photograph. Her voice was barely audible. He never told me. Not once. In 18 years. Olivia put a hand on her shoulder, spoke quietly. Because he didn't want you to inherit the part of him that won. He wanted you to inherit the part that stopped. Maya cried for the first time since the arrest. Quiet, standing up, eyes still on the photograph. That evening, the hearing notice arrived in Brandon's inbox. Friday next, hybrid proceeding. Civil court combined with the gym licensing review board. Cole's lead attorney had filed an additional motion that afternoon. The motion subpoenaed Maya Turner as a witness for the plaintiff, to establish the defendant's state of mind through his closest family member. Brandon's jaw locked for the first time since Saturday night. Olivia read it on her phone, read it again, set the phone down, looked across at him, spoke 6 words. They just made their first mistake. Friday morning, the Maricopa County Courthouse. The gallery was packed by 8 a.m. Press lined the hallway. 3 local stations were running a live stream feed. Cole's channel was running its own live stream from a phone in the second row. Tyler was holding the phone. Cole walked in 20 minutes late. Navy suit, neck brace. He had practiced his walk in front of a mirror that morning. Sat at the plaintiff's table beside his lead attorney, smirked at Brandon across the aisle. Brandon wore the same charcoal suit he had worn to Renee's funeral. Olivia wore black. Maya sat in the second row of the gallery beside Garrett Hayes. The judge took the bench. Honorable Lillian Brown Davis, 22 years on the criminal docket, did not suffer theater. Plaintiff's case first. Cole's attorney played the 12-second edited clip on the courtroom monitor. Slow motion. Piano. The version that had run on the news 6 days earlier. The version with 3 million views by Thursday. Then he called Cole to the stand. Cole walked up, hand on his ribs, did the wince. The whole gallery saw the wince. He took the oath. Mr. Bradford, is the footage we just viewed an accurate representation of the events of Saturday evening? Yes, sir. Completely accurate. And the attack was unprovoked? Completely unprovoked. I was trying to be a friend. Olivia rose, walked to the lectern, did not open her notes. Mr. Bradford, last chance to revise your testimony before I show this court what you actually did. Cole grinned. Show whatever you want, sweetheart. The judge's gavel cracked once. Mr. Bradford addressed counsel by her title. My apologies, Your Honor. Ms. Wells. Thank you. Ms. Wells, you may proceed. Olivia clicked her remote. Twist 1. The unedited footage. Garrett's 3 synchronized angles loaded on the monitor, time-coded, uncut. All 3 running side by side by side. Olivia let it play in real time. 8 seconds. The head kick, the forearm shield, the slip, the elbow whiff, the body teep, the catch, the lower, the extended hand, the slap away, the walkout. A juror in the back row covered her mouth. A different juror leaned forward in her chair and did not lean back. The gallery did not breathe. Cole's attorney started to object, stopped, sat down. Cole's smile was gone. He looked at his attorney. His attorney was looking at the monitor. Olivia clicked again. Twist 2. Cole's own archive. A clip loaded, 6 months old. Cole on his own live stream late at night holding a beer. Tyler off camera laughing. Cole on the screen drunk, leaning into the lens. Bro, the formula is simple. You pick the guy nobody's rooting for. Frame it like charity. Then run the dub. Best content engine in the game, especially if he's, demographic. Off camera, Tyler laughed. The laugh was clear, recorded, time-coded. The gallery audibly inhaled. In the second row, Tyler Brooks slid lower in his seat, so low his elbow disappeared below the wooden rail. Cole's attorney stood up. Objection, relevance. The judge did not even look at him. Overruled. Sit down. Olivia turned to Cole, voice flat. Mr. Bradford, would you care to define the word demographic for the record? Cole did not answer. He looked at his attorney. His attorney was looking at the carpet. The judge leaned forward. Mr. Bradford, counsel asked you a question. I don't recall the context, Your Honor. The context is on the monitor, Mr. Bradford. Olivia clicked again, did not wait for Cole to recover. Twist 3. The witness from Chiang Mai. A video link loaded, the screen filled with the face of an old man, gray hair, a small smile. Behind him, a wall of championship belts. The bottom right corner of the screen read, Live, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Olivia spoke. Ajarn, can you hear me, sir? Yes, Ms. Wells. Good afternoon. Will you tell this court what you know about the defendant, Brandon Turner? The old man nodded, slow. Brandon Turner trained with me for 3 years. from 2011 to 2013. He won the regional featherweight championship in Bangkok in October 2013. He retired from competition the following month, by his own choice, not by injury, not by defeat, by conscience. He reached off-screen, brought up a championship belt, held it to the camera. The 2013 buckle, Brandon's name on the plate. He took a vow at this gym 13 years ago. He has kept the vow. On Saturday, the man you see on these monitors kept the vow 3 separate times in 8 seconds. He is the most disciplined fighter I have ever taught, and he is exactly the kind of man I would trust to teach my own daughter. The screen held on his face, then went dark. Brandon, at the defense table, closed his eyes. 1 tear. He did not wipe it away. Maya, in the gallery, did the same. Cole's attorney had not spoken in 2 full minutes. Olivia turned to the bench. Your Honor, the defense calls Maya Turner to the stand. The plaintiff had subpoenaed her. The plaintiff had made the first mistake. Maya walked up. 18 years old, wraps still faintly visible on the backs of her hands from morning training. She took the oath. Cole's attorney rose, wanted to recover ground, hit her hard. Miss Turner, on the night in question, did you fear for your safety in your father's presence? Maya looked at him, did not blink. Sir, I have trained with my father 5 nights a week for 6 years. I have never been safer than I am in a room with him. The only person who endangered me that night was the man in this courtroom who put my face in a thumbnail. The gallery froze. Cole's attorney opened his mouth, closed it, sat down. No further questions, Your Honor. Cole leaned over to whisper something to his attorney. His voice carried 6 inches farther than he meant. The court reporter caught it. 8 words about Renee Turner, about what kind of woman she must have been to marry a man like Brandon. The judge stopped the proceeding cold. Mr. Bradford, stand up. Cole stood. You are held in contempt of court. Bailiff. The bailiff stepped forward. 3 of Cole's remaining sponsors, watching the live stream on their corporate phones, pulled their endorsement deals in real time. The notifications hit Cole's phone in his suit pocket. He could feel them buzzing as the cuffs went on. Brandon took the stand last. Did not gloat, voice low. I trained at that gym 3 years. Nobody asked my name. I told myself it was fine. It was not fine. But it was survivable. What was not survivable was a man putting my daughter's face on a thumbnail to sell humiliation. The ring was never the question. The lie was. I would take that kick 100 more times. Quiet. Before I would teach my daughter that the answer to being made small is to make someone else smaller. The gallery did not move. Maya stood up, walked across the carpet, stopped at the witness stand, took her father's hand, spoke loud enough for the room. Dad, you kept the promise. Brandon cried openly, for the first time in 2 years. Coach Dale in the 3rd row wiped his eyes with the back of his wrist. Garrett saluted from the back row. Olivia turned her face away from the cameras so no one would see. The judge dismissed all criminal charges. The civil suit was withdrawn within the hour. The countersuit for defamation was filed by sunset. Cole walked out of the courthouse in handcuffs to a wall of cameras with no answer prepared. Within 72 hours, the country had picked a side. Hashtag Justice for Brandon trended on Friday evening. Hashtag Stand Quiet trended by Saturday morning. By Sunday afternoon, both hashtags had crossed 200 million impressions combined. Cole Bradford lost every remaining sponsor within 48 hours. The energy drink, the supplements, the crypto exchange, all 3 issued statements distancing themselves from conduct inconsistent with our brand values. His YouTube channel was demonetized by Monday morning. By Wednesday, 3 regional Muay Thai federations had suspended his competition license pending review. His public apology video posted on Tuesday, 16 minutes long, tears on cue. The comments were turned off. It underperformed his lowest 2022 upload. By Friday, it had been mass reported and removed for violating community guidelines on harassment. Tyler Brooks deleted his account Wednesday night. He resurfaced 4 weeks later with a video titled, "I was complicit." The comments stayed off. He did not name Cole. He did not need to. The footage spoke for itself. The Maricopa County DA's office issued a formal apology to Brandon Turner on Thursday, in writing, on letterhead. Olivia framed the letter and hung it in her office. Beside it, she hung the photograph from the community center wall, the one of Brandon in 2013, gloved fist raised, Bangkok in the background. Coach Dale Anderson did not sleep for 2 nights after the verdict. On the 3rd morning, he drove to Brandon's apartment building at 6 a.m. and waited in the parking lot. When Brandon came down for his run, Coach Dale stood up out of his truck. "Brandon, I owe you a conversation that's 3 years overdue." "I'm listening, Coach." "I want you to run a new program at Iron Crown. Adults, self-defense, restraint-based. Your curriculum, your rules, your name on the door. I'll match your salary. I'll match it with hazard pay. I'll do anything you ask. I should have asked you 3 years ago what you needed. I'm asking now." Brandon looked at him for a long time. The sun was just coming up over the parking lot. "I have 3 conditions, Coach." "Name them." 1. The first day on the floor, you greet every new member by their full name, last name first. You don't make that mistake again. 2. Olivia Wells writes the legal rights curriculum, pro bono if she wants, paid if she'll take it. The program teaches restraint and the law together. 3. Maya is on the coaching staff from day 1. She runs warm-ups. She is paid. She gets a key. Coach Dale nodded at each one. Done, done, done. They shook hands in the parking lot. Brandon kept running. The Turner Adult Defense Program launched 6 weeks later. 80 members signed up in the first month. Most of them had been quietly turned away by other gyms in the valley. Most of them looked nothing like the previous Iron Crown demographic. Most of them stayed. The written code went up on the wall in the front room, behind glass, in plain black letters. De-escalation first. Restraint, always. Technique never weaponized against the unwilling. Maya taught warm-ups 3 nights a week. She kept her dean's list. She began competing in sanctioned amateur Muay Thai bouts the following spring. By her father's rules, by the book. With registered medicals, licensed officials, and an athletic commission ID card in her wallet at all times. Her first sanctioned bout she won by clean decision. She did not celebrate over her opponent. She bowed at the center of the ring, walked across, helped the other woman to her feet, walked her back to her own corner. The Phoenix City Council recognized Brandon at a small ceremony in May, not for the 8 seconds, for 13 years of restraint. 2 years of single fatherhood, and 1 program built from the silence of a room that finally learned how to listen. The mayor's office quietly funded the Turner program for 3 years. 6 gyms in 3 states adopted the Turner Code by the end of the year. A small black-owned gym in Atlanta dedicated a heavy bag to Renee Turner. Her photograph hangs above it. Her name is on the frame. Cole Bradford served 30 days for contempt. He did not appeal. When he was released, his channel had been deleted. His sponsors were gone. His brand was a cautionary tale. He posted nothing. He said nothing. He disappeared. For now. 6 months later. The Turner Adult Defense Program had 180 active members across 4 Phoenix locations. The wait list for the flagship class at Iron Crown was 60 deep. Most of the new members brought a friend by the end of the first month. Most of them stayed. Brandon spoke at a town hall in October. The topic was lawful self-defense and racial isolation in fitness spaces. The room was full. He did not raise his voice once. He did not need to. He said one thing the local paper would quote on the front page the next morning. Power without restraint is not skill. It is a curse with feet. I learned that from a teacher in Thailand 13 years ago. I am teaching it now to anyone in this city who wants to learn the difference. Garrett Hayes runs the front desk at Iron Crown 4 nights a week now. Paid, salaried, with benefits. He grins every shift. He still backs up the gym cameras to his personal cloud, old habits. Olivia Wells launched a non-profit law office in March. Open Hands Legal. 2 attorneys, 3 paralegals, a waiting room with a coffee machine and a couch. They defend wrongly accused gym members, trainers, and athletes across the Southwest. The first 6 cases were referred by Brandon. All 6 ended in dismissal. Olivia takes the Turner case to law schools twice a year. 3 different schools have used the unedited footage as a case study in prosecutorial overreach and edited evidence manipulation. The lecture series is called What the Camera Removed. Coach Dale Anderson starts every new member orientation with a single sentence. Same words, every time. In this gym, you will earn the right to your power by proving you can walk away from it. And before you set foot on the floor, you will introduce yourself to every other member by name. We don't make that mistake here anymore. Tyler Brooks finished his probationary period at the program in November. He passed the conduct review. He wraps his own hands now. He does not own a camera. He has been quietly working the equipment closet between classes for 8 months. Last week, Brandon gave him a key to the front door. Tyler cried in the parking lot. He did not let anyone see. Maya Turner finished her freshman year on the dean's list. She is on track for federal prosecution. She fights amateur Muay Thai by night, sanctioned, registered, by the book. She won her second sanctioned bout by clean decision in April. She refused to celebrate over her opponent. She bowed, walked her opponent back to her corner. Same as the first time. Her father was in the corner that night. Gray at the temples now. Renee's photograph taped inside the coaching clipboard where it has been every fight. After the decision was announced, Maya walked back to her corner. Brandon was holding the duffel bag. He unzipped it. He pulled out the red Bangkok shorts, folded, untouched. Beside them, the 2013 belt. He handed her the belt, not to keep, just to hold, for 1 minute. This is the part of me that won. You don't need it, but you have earned the right to know it existed. Maya held the belt against her chest. She did not say a word. She did not have to. I told this story because I have watched too many quiet men get measured by the silence of the rooms that ignored them. Brandon Turner did not prove himself in 8 seconds. He proved himself in 13 years of restraint and 18 years of fatherhood. That is the real fight worth filming. If you have ever walked into a room 3 years in a row and not been seen, type "I see him" in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to hear that quiet hands can still be honest hands. Subscribe for more stories of lawful courage, restrained power, and the people who change a room without raising their voice. And this week, go learn the last name of someone you've passed 100 times. That's the assignment. Until next time, keep your hands open and your standards higher than